Hello and welcome to the Rant Shop. This is Monday, May 20th, 2019. This is the How I See It edition. So, went to work. See if there was anything spectacular happened today. I just told them the stories about pretty much what I do on my podcast. Tell stories and shit. So I was listening. Whatever's on my feed. You know how you got YouTube on, you listen to something, 15 seconds, it'll bounce to something else that you subscribe to, or a new thing come out, or some, links, and, ooh, something about aliens, all this push. And so I always kind of knew what the yin and the yang was. It's like opposites. And then it took me to this other wormhole and talking about uh, all men are like male and female, like the sun and the moon are opposites, good, bad, or evil, I guess you'd call it. So the yin and yang is your left and your right, and there's all kinds of examples. Like the swastika is the sun and the moon, I guess, put together. That's what it meant at one point. Uh, Opposites, two. But in like the yin and the yang has a circle, so it's always three. And like your eyeball on the dollar has a triangle, three sides, so it's three. So you've got good and bad, and then they call it the spirit. So like the yin and the yang is your left and your right. When you get them in harmony with each other, the harmony would be your spirit. And sun and the moon, sun's good, moon's dark, male, female part. That's why in general, these are generalities, but this is what I learned. And like in a male, your positive male dominant side would be your right side. Everything has two places that equal like your whole body. And your feminine side would be your left side. And that's why men in battle, except for left-handed men, you're the minority, I'm sorry, you would just be opposite of this, but you would still have the two opposites. They always killed and did their sword with their right hand, which was their male hand, and blocked with their shields, and that with their left hand. That's just, So it's countering all this, but then how they always meet your spirit, and then got me into religious and back to shit they find, and I just, all kinds of BS. Different meanings of shit I didn't know. You know, I always get a meaning of something like this is from this word saying from whatever, this means this, and, like God bless, and, or what was it? Goodbye or good day meant something with God. And now just everybody's using it and it has no meaning anymore. Like on the news, everybody's a pedo. There are pedos, but everybody's racist. They just throw these words and they use it so they no longer have a meaning anymore, and you forget what the meaning was. The word when it was, what the true meaning of it. We don't know the true meaning of anything. We don't know the truth about anything. I find out all kinds of interesting stuff that contradicts all kinds of stuff. Again, you got people, I mean, they even, and I've heard before that breakaway civilization from, like the Nazi wars of Germans that had all the science. I mean, they really did. They were all science. Us, we just beat them because we had the industrial way to produce it. They had better quality stuff. And that's why they say the Antarctic. I don't know if it's true. It's just what I heard. And I've heard a lot in different things. There's something going on in the Antarctic. And that they had a base, and then we went over there and tried to blow up the base, but they had technology and shit and kicked their ass. And then eventually we got to where we were just doing secrets. But even our government had, like, the Army had a fraction, the Navy, the Air Force, and the different, so they're all there. And this kind of, you can't fly over the poles and stuff. But I guess they're 2 miles under, so even if we went over there with a nuclear bomb, we wouldn't have heard them because they're 2 miles under the ice, But then I heard because of sound vibrations is why they was able to build these pyramids and these frequency waves. It heats up the ground, and that's what like the stone circles were. It's such a high frequency you can't hear it, but there's vibrations, and that has something like to how they transported, levitated, and they've done showed these little models of how it would work. and that the crystals, I learned that I knew crystals are abundant. Crystals and rocks, a lot of these rocks are that, and if you tap them, they're like an instrument. They're vibration, sound, and it creates like electricity in the sound. You know, just like, what was his name? Newton did the building that thing, got money from banks, learned how to create free power and transmit it. The banks cut his funding off and squashed the deal because they could no longer make money off generating power. They want, so if they had old technology, because we was smart as fuck at one time, or somebody was, or whatever, that, you know, vibration and all that is like the key to everything, sounds, you know. And again, I've heard that being one, you know, your third eye, that's like your soul. You know, something is going on in us. That's your soul, your third eye. It's so much knowledge, but you don't know how to use it. Kind of weird. I just seen all kinds of shit. Think all that stuff's cool. It's better than listening to the news. I'd rather kind of learn something or another way to look at something, or prospect ain't no different than watching fake movies all the time. You're watching TV what they want you to see. I'm at least expanding my mind. Whether I believe it all or not doesn't matter. Just like you watching your Beverly Hillbillies whatever wife, or your Game of Thrones, or whatever you're into. Yeah, it was funny. Buddy of mine I ain't seen since AK. Well, at least I thought he was a friend. I don't know. He lives like on the other side of the planet from me, so it ain't like we hang out, and I'm not a hang out the kind of guy unless I'm at like a concert or something, or an event. But I like to fill my schedule full of shit just to bump elbows and say, look what I got, with somebody else. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna get into the alien stuff. Some of that stuff's off the cuff, but it could be real. Who knows? I don't know. Could be technology. I know we smart as fuck at one time. That could be the technology, and we're just thinking it's aliens because it's a conspiracy theory to everything. But yeah, if they discovered old technology and had to figure out how it works, you know, and there were some things you would keep hidden, like for energy. That's where the big money controls. That's the only way. If everybody become one with themselves and looked into their soul, you would be able to give all this thing. But then the first principle goes back, so there's a yin for yang in yourself to become one. But there's a lot of yings and or yangs out there that are not, you know, at peace with themselves. You know, they're constantly fighting and struggle. Some things I heard they were talking about, maybe this, that we're all like gods or part of God. So we're God. In other words, live forever. Not the ultimate God, but gods. And we were sent here to the body because you got to eat and all that. If you have a soul, you don't need to eat. Do you need to sleep? You know, so that would be like a god that they talk about in the theatricals and the souls. Who knows? I don't know. Just kind of interesting. Anyway, that's how I see it, what I learned on my Monday.